concerts during the year. Approximately how many days on the road are you out gigging, touring?
Well, it varies from year to year. It's usually in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 road nights a year.
Wow.
With 200, and sometimes it's maybe 200 and change. But I've got my little family, and I don't want to just disappear from that. So I try to segment things out the right way.
Sure. I ask because, again, with your song choices, your recorded song choices, The Gate comes to mind, Man in the Air comes to mind, Passion World, the latest project. I'm curious as to how you discover your repertoire. Do people bring things to you? Are you constantly listening? Are you constantly listening to music on the train when it's running late and you're trying to get here? How do you find all the songs that you seem to find? I know you also write, and part of it is the original process.
That's perfectly legitimate. Usually it doesn't come because random people bring things. It comes because I try to listen to the music, and I've been listening to it for a long time, and I try to listen. And I'm usually listening halfway with a consciousness of, could I do something out with this or what have you. But then there are the things that just come from memory, stuff from childhood that reappears. A lot of times, sometimes the cats in the band are going to bring me something. Well, I depend upon them to, but it won't be, hey man, have you thought of this tune? Most of the time, it'll be something. Somebody will play something on a sound check.
Okay.
And they're just
goofing.
They're just having a thing, and I'll be like, man, is that a thing? Yeah, man, this is just this weird Carla Blake tune. Have you ever heard this? No, I haven't. Yeah, it kind of goes like this. Okay. Just like that. And I continue to try to, there's so much music that is of incredible wealth and greatness that I haven't gotten to at all. I'm no expert, man. There's so much music happening, and people are making advances all the time, and that doesn't even count the stuff that's in people's home vinyl catalogs.
Right.
That's just like, hey, have you heard this? It's like, oh shit, that exists too. I heard about this record, but
yeah,
there's so much.
There's a lot out there.
There's so much. Yeah.
One of my favorite pieces of yours is the poem about awakening.
The Waking, yeah.
Yeah, Theodore Roethke.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering if you have, I haven't heard a lot of other poems that you've done in music. I'm wondering if that's something you kind of keep in the back of your mind or are planning to do.
I'm always, the band, I was discussing this with a couple of cats in the band, and they were like, man, you should do some more spoken word stuff like you used to do. And I said, yeah, but it just takes the doing of it. And the other hard part about being on the road so much is that it's so much about just sustaining the energy for the gig and being ready for that. So you practice, but you can't. You can. I can keep a list of all the things I want to do, but if the things I have to do are repack for the morning and whatever, and I don't mean to just like bitch and moan, but just reality.
Yeah.
To be ready to give the people my absolute best for 90 minutes or 75 minutes or whatever, and the day is not mine to control. I'll say this. Yes. to your question, yes. In the fullness of time, I hope to have more for you in that direction. Could have just said that, I guess.
And you're a voracious reader. You read a lot.
I try. I have ambitions to be a reader.
So that informs your poetry and your
Man,
lyrics,
it better.
right?
Otherwise, I don't know where I'm going to get any ideas from. If I can't steal them from people smarter than me who've written it down, I'm in trouble.
Now you did divinity school.
Or I had it done to me. One of the
Depending
two.
on how you look at it.
One of the two. Yes, I was at the University of Chicago Divinity School for 3 years, and I was trying to read important books. What I really wanted was a map of the intellect. I wanted a map of the conversation that we've been having in the West since Socrates and Plato and the pre-Socratics. I wanted to know what have the best minds thought and how have they arrived at those thoughts, and who's the smart guys right now, and who's the good guys of history and the bad guys of history. And I want to know, I really want to know the ghosts. And I wasn't really there for the reason that the other students were there, most of them. The people who really are going to survive in what they call a self-weeding system, they're the people who are actually going to read Hans Georg Habermas or whatever his name is in German. Or they're going to read Kant in German. They're going to read Paul Ricoeur in French. They're going to go down that road, and that's their gift, and that's their road. And they're going to be the people who I'm going to read second or third hand that somebody's going to say, for whatever, for dummies.
Right.
I was on the train, and I learned a lot, and I did get the map, and I was able to have conversations and receive information from some really remarkable minds. But I was there to figure out questions that were very pressing for me.
Okay.
I wasn't there to become an authority on 18th century German Newmanism or hominism or whatever isms were around in those days. And you can imagine if you're trying to kick it with Von Freeman until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and he's teaching you how to know when you've had enough to drink and when you could have another if you wanted, and when to take more choruses, and how to stand, and what is it like, and what are his grades. If you're going to that graduate school at night,
Right.
then you try to make the scene at 10 a.m. with these dead white German guys. It's gonna really only work out the one way.
Right.
And the guy, the guy pulls me into the office, and he, Mr. Elling, I have read your paper several times. And I have come to the conclusion that you don't know what you're talking about. That's my cue. That's my cue.